Fine. Come to the question number 2A. Discuss the role of forests in ecosystem and strategy for the conservation of forest flora and fauna. Okay, introduction. So it's a very easy question. It is in line with GS also in geography environment syllabus. So forests are a dynamic ecosystems that provide vital services like carbon sequestration, biodiversity conservation and water regulation, supporting agricultural productivity and climate stability. So according to FOA report 2020. So these are the flow charts like a diagram. How can it helps forest ecosystem? How it helps, right? So conserve the wild animals, birds, carbon fixation. Same thing we have explained. Pollutants decomposition, windbreak and sand fixation, photosynthesis, soil protection, nutrient cycling, climate regulation, water conservation. Add withered leaves and grasses. It increases the soil humus. So these are the points. Same thing we have explained here also, right? What is the role? First one, biodiversity hotspots. The forest house diverse species, maintaining ecological balance like Western Ghats. Then climate regulation act as carbon sink, mitigating global warming. Example, Amazon forest. Then soil conservation, prevent the soil erosion, enhance fertility. It crucial for agriculture like in solar forest in Western Ghats. So it come to subpart 2. The strategies for conservation of forest flora and fauna. So community based management, empowering local communities for the sustainable forest use like joint forest management in India. Then legislation and policies, implementing laws like Forest Conservation Act 1980 for legal protection. Then restoration initiatives like afforestation and reforestation programs to restore the degraded lands, national afforestation program, right? Okay, come to conclusion. A conservation of forest is essential for sustaining agriculture and ecosystem, supported by the policies like Green India Mission. Value addition, of course, 21.67% of India's area was covered by forest. Then research institute like Indian Council of Forest Research and Education. Then popular example like Chipko movement, Appico movement. So these are the some examples. Okay. What do you understand by the term climate resilient agriculture? Mention the government initiatives for the climate resilient agriculture. So name itself says, right, climate resilient agriculture. There is adverse climate changes. For that, the agriculture we need to adapt the resilient agriculture to cope up with climate changes, the climate change problems. That is the meaning of it, right? Okay. So climate resilient agriculture, CRA, it refers to agricultural practice that enhances ability of farming system to absorb and adapt to climate change impacts, it reducing the vulnerabilities while sustaining food security according to FAO, right? You need to mention these points in bracket. Okay, so here and there you need to mention, I mean you need to substantiate your points with a famous institution or famous personality or famous international organization or Indian government any website like ICAR, etc. Okay, so that's what a difference between you and other guy, right? Okay, so resilience agriculture, climate resilient agriculture. Okay, this is the diagram depicting that. Then come to subpart 1, key aspects of climate resilient agriculture. One is diversification of crops, growing diverse crops to reduce the risk from climate vulnerability. Example, intercropping with the millets. Then water management techniques, use micro irrigation, rainwater harvesting to optimize water use like drip irrigation in Maharashtra. Then agroforestry practices, integrating the trees with the shrubs. We have studied that. Example, silvopastoral systems. Then what are the government initiatives like National Mission on Agriculture? So many times we have discussed in this scheme, right? It focuses on sustainable agriculture practices through soil health management and water use efficiency. Organic farming promotion through National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture, we have promoting the organic farming also. Then Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, then Crop Resilient Agriculture Program, CRAP program, it is under NICRA. So go and search what is the meaning of NICRA. Google it. Okay. Then promote the climate resilient technologies and strategies across selected villages in India. Conservation agriculture practices. They are doing activity in selected villages. Okay. Then conclusion. The climate resilient agriculture, the supported by the government initiatives like National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, It is crucial for reducing climate change impacts and ensuring the sustainable food security in India. So additional data, 30% of India's cultivated area under rainfed farming, making CRA is a crucial. So you can use this as an introduction also. Why we need to go for the climate resilient agriculture, in the sense 30% of India's cultivable area was prone to, they are practicing the rainfed conditions. And you know that because of rainfed condition, what is the vagaries of monsoon we are experiencing, right? Then committees, then you can write the famous personality also. Then popular example, so climate resilient exams, resilient agriculture, like system of rice intensification, SRI in Andhra Pradesh. It is a type of climate resilient agriculture. Fine, okay. Then to see a define non-timber forest products, NTFPs, explain their importance to human societies and economy. Okay, NTFP, non-timber forest products. So NTFPs are goods derived from the forests. The excluding timber, so name itself says, right, non-timber, excluding the timber, what are the products you are getting? They are all comes under NTFPs, such as fruits, nuts, resins, medicinal plants, fibers. They used for the food, medicine, and other purposes like mahua flowers, bamboo, etc. What is the importance of it to human societies, right? They're asking specifically for human societies and for the economy. First one for human society, like tribals and the people who are dependent on forestry, etc. So livelihood source. NTFPs provide the income and employment for rural communities, especially indigenous population. Example, collection of tendu leaves in central India. The nutritional security. They are vital source of nutrition, including vitamins, minerals for forest dependent communities like tribals, etc. Then wild mushrooms, honey collection in Uttarakhand. Then cultural and traditional significance. Many NTFPs, they hold cultural and religious and medicinal value, like neem leaves, sandalwood in South India, etc. So these are the classification. Okay, like charcoal, Xmas tree, cone, honey. With respect to plant, mushrooms and medicinal plants. With respect to animals, antelayers, and there some are using for game purpose also. Then minerals like stones from the forest, right? Okay. Then come to importance of NTFP to the economy. So previously we have studied with respect to human society. Now we can study with respect to economy. Economic contribution. NTFP contributes significantly to the rural and national economy through trade and exports. Export of medicinal herbs like ashwagandha, turmeric, right? Then sustainable forestry. It promotes the sustainable forest management, reducing the dependence on timber extraction, like community-based management of forest in Jharkhand. Like that. Then diverse market products. It supports the industries like pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, food, creating diversified market products. Example, aloe vera products, then bamboo handicrafts, etc. To conclusion, the promotion of NTFPs is crucial for sustainable rural development, biodiversity conservation, aligning with the government initiatives like National Bamboo Mission, Vandhan Yojana. So you can write a simple conclusion. Value addition. So NTFP constitute about 40% of the forest income. Okay, and there is a committee, expert committee on medicinal and aromatic plants. Then you can mention like that. Then popular examples we have mentioned in answer itself. Then varieties also, right? Okay. Come to the third question. Analyze how agroecology can contribute to climate resilient farming practices and ensure food security. So they're asking with respect to agroecology, right? First one. Agroecology, it integrates the ecological principles. Name itself says agriculture plus ecology, right? Agriculture plus ecology. So this is how you can simply mugging up the facts. You just find the answer in our term itself. So you can divide the term. No? You can get the. See, I am telling more than 80 to 85%. Yes, this is true actually. 80 to 85% of answers there in your keyword itself. If you divide that keyword in a right manner, so you will get the answer. That's what I want to convey. So apply these things to your entire even GS also, for optional also. You try that one. Definitely it will give the good yield. Right? Okay. Next move on to the So move on to the answer. So ecological principles that agricultural systems aiming to enhance resilience and sustainability in farming. It focuses on diverse, low input farming practices that adapt to climate variability. So agroecology, what are the agroecology? So diversity, synergies, resilience, recycling and efficiency, responsible governance. These are the factors involved in agroecology. So same things we can study below. Okay, subpart one. So how the agroecology contributing the climate resilience, like diversification of crops. Agroecology promotes the crop diversification, reducing susceptibility to climate change, like climate change and climate induced pest and diseases. Examples: the millets are resilient to drought conditions, right? Then come to soil health improvement. Practices like cover cropping, reduced tillage enhances the soil organic matter, which improves the water retention and resilience. Then leguminous cover crops. Then water management. Then integrated pest management. Agroecological systems use the natural predators, organic pest control methods to manage the pest and reducing resilience and synthetic pesticides. Example: ladybugs, they control the aphid population in crops. Then enhancing food security, like enhance the biodiversity, plant and animal diversity. Then mixed cropping systems. Then resilient seed varieties, like development of and use of locally adapted seed varieties. They improve the, of course, performance to bit a specific local condition, like drought resistant rice varieties. They enhance the food security in arid regions, right? Then local knowledge and innovation, incorporating indigenous knowledge and farmer innovations, they foster locally adapted solutions to environmental challenges. Traditional rain-fed farming techniques are adapted to local conditions. Then economic viability, agroecology, they supports the smallholder farmers by reducing the input cost and improving the market access to sustainable practices. So organic produce often commands the premium prices in urban markets, right? Almost 1.5 to 2 times of the price of the normal produce for, for organic products, right? Okay, come to conclusion. Agroecology can significantly enhance climate resilience and food security by fostering sustainable practices and local adaptations. Government initiatives like NMSA. Then popular examples like finger millet, a drought resistant cereal that thrives in arid regions. They contribute both food security also and climate resilience also. Like agronomist Vandana Shiva, then varieties Kodo millet, sorghum. So you can just mention these terms in your answer. Okay. So come to the question 3B. Classify parasitic plants based on their mode of attachment and nutrient acquisition from the host. So it is related to parasitic weeds. So come to the answer. Introduction. The parasitic plants, they derive nutrients from their host plants through specialized structures and modes of attachment. They are classified based on their attachment and nutrient acquisition methods, which impact agricultural productivity. So subpart 1. What is the classification based on mode of attachment? Like hemiparasites and holoparasites. So these hemi means, the name itself says hemi, means half. They're partially rely on their host for water nutrients, but they can perform the photosynthesis. That is hemiparasite. Like mislot, how can you pronounce it? Misalote. Okay. Then have holoparasite. They completely depend on their host for all nutrients. That is means holo. So then root parasites. Example: striga, stem parasites like orabanche. See, and also a specific classification like obligate and facultative. Then both, like obligate like Loranthaceae, Lauraceae, like that. Then facultative, Wallacea, Opilaceae. So these are the examples of this thing. Then what are the, so next part of the question we have asked with respect to striga, right? Then biological control with natural enemies, like utilizing natural enemies like Fusarium species to suppress the striga species. Okay, example: striga resistant maize, also you can go for that also. Then use of striga resistant varieties, cultivating a crop varieties which grow modified breed for resistance against striga, like sorghum. There are some species which are resistant against striga species. Then cultural practices such as crop rotation, following to break the life cycle of striga. Then soil solarization, solar heat to reduce the striga seed viability in soil, covering a soil with the plastic sheets. So these are the some of the management methods. Come to conclusion. Effective management of striga through biological and cultural practices, they enhance the crop yield, support sustainable agriculture, aligning with the government initiatives like national mission and sustainable agriculture, etc. Come to popular examples. Maize, striga resistance in maize varieties, they helps improve the yield and manage the infestations effectively. Additional data. So AK Kumar, it is research institutes varieties like a sorghum variety CHS16. So it is somewhat against means resistant or tolerant to the striga infestation. Okay. Third C. So discuss the potential of microbial consortia in bioremediation and their application in sustainable agriculture. Introduction. Microbial consortia are mixed populations of microorganisms that work synergetically to degrade environmental pollutants. They offer a promising solutions for the bioremediation and sustainable agriculture by enhancing the soil health and contaminant breakdown. So first subpart, what is the potential of bioremediation? First one, of course, degradation of pesticides. See, microbial consortia, they can degrade the harmful pesticides. See, farmers are applying so many pesticides for the field, right? So these means microbials, they will break down that and convert it into a less harmful chemical. So that is the meaning of it, right? Then bacillus and pseudomonas strains in rice paddies. Then heavy metal detoxification. They assist in detoxification of heavy metals, making soil safer for the crops. Like consortia in wheat, the fields they remediate the lead contamination. Then petroleum hydrocarbon breakdown also, effective breakdown of the petroleum hydrocarbons in contaminated soils. Then organic waste decomposition, accelerate the decomposition of organic waste, improving the soil fertility. Compost in soybean fields enriched with the microbial mixtures. So these are the microbial remediation. So what are the processes of a microbial remediation, right? Apart from the what the question is asking, you need to mention what are those processes like bioabsorption. So it will take place on the surface, right? Then bioassimilation, it will enter into the a skin, matlab a bark region. I mean external layer. They enter into the internal layer of the plant. Then they'll do their activity. Then mineralization, then complexation, then enzymatic transformation. So these are the processes or mechanisms. You can say mechanisms also. Okay, fine. So next, what are the applications in sustainable agriculture? Enhance the soil fertility. Microbial consortia improve the soil structure and nutrient availability. They're supporting a better crop growth. Consortia used in cotton cultivation to enhance soil nutrients. Then disease suppression. They help suppress the plant pathogens, reducing need for commercial pesticides. Then increased crop yield. By improving the soil health, microbial consortia, they increase the crop yield and quality, right, up to 15% in the maize field. Then improved soil resilience, enhanced soil resilience to environmental stresses such as drought. Example, consortia used in sorghum to increase the drought resistance. Okay, come to the conclusion. See, microbial consortia, they offer significant benefits for the bioremediation and sustainable agriculture, enhancing soil health and crop productivity. Government initiatives like National Mission and Sustainable Agriculture, they support their development and application. So examples like pulses such as chickpea, they benefit from microbial consortia enhancing nitrogen fixation and soil health. Then varieties like Pusa 256, JG 315, etc. Okay, and so question number 4. So we will discuss in the next video.